I gotta just side note. I think the funniest memeable moment that happened in the last 2 years was DJ Academics hyping up Drake's album.
Mans was slumped city in that listening party though.
Kendrick, he said he's smoking on top fives. Where is he at? What top five you smoking on, Kendrick? Because my top five is Drake, 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 Drake.
He was 3 songs in and fell
Said,
asleep.
nah, I'm good.
He blamed it on being tired. I'm like, all right, bro.
We all tired. Life is tiring.
All right, so the first thing, this is Cashis Clay, everybody. He's a good
What's
friend
up,
of mine.
everybody? How you
Haven't
doing? How you
actually
doing?
met in real life, but it feels like I've known him my whole life.
But I'm also like mad cool with his sister. So at this point,
yeah, he family. If you want to introduce yourself, give yourself accolades, you may. He is a battle rapper. He is a Guitar Hero enthusiast and master. You should see him play it on Expert. It's like I watched you play on Expert. I found fucking Guitar Hero online, downloaded it, not illegally, and tried. And I was like, no, like we're not doing this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprisingly still extremely good at Guitar Hero. It's kind of wild. For everybody that doesn't know though, I'm Cashis Clay from the Bronx by way of White Plains, New York. I'm a battle rapper, chef on my off days.
We talking about that?
As he already knows, I'm a Guitar Hero master.
Okay, I didn't know you were from the Bronx. So you're from the Bronx, and then you relocated to White Plains.
Yeah, so basically I'm from the Bronx, but we moved around a lot actually when I was a kid. I lived in Florida, I lived in Long Island for like 10 years. We moved out to White Plains when I was in like 5th grade, and then I graduated from high school out there. I went to college out in Buffalo. So yeah, I moved around a lot.
What did you go to college for? Like not why, but like what?
It's like regular shit. There was really like no major. It was a liberal arts thing at first because I was just like trying to bounce in between whether I wanted to do music or not.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of seeing how it went just because I wasn't expecting to actually go to college because I got accepted into 2 at the last second and I was like, damn, now I actually have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh shit, I didn't get into college. So at this point, I was banking on staying home and going to WCC or something. But yeah, I went to school in Buffalo and that was a fun time.
Yeah, I went to WCC for 1 semester and it was like the worst time to go because I was like the most depressed I've ever been in my life and the most unmotivated I've been in my life. But John,
and that's exactly the same with me. I just wanted to party and do shit, but I wasn't actually trying to learn. So I just went up there, wasted all my mom's money, and got kicked out after 1 semester.
I just wanted to die. But John was like, you have to go because if you don't go, we going to make you do something else because we got to get you out the house because you can't be depressed in the house.
Yeah, and I feel that. I got heavily into drugs when I was up there, and that kind of kickstarted everything for me too, man. So
I feel like we can relate on that level. Yeah, I was very depressed and I like got into drugs like heavily. I remember visiting back home and like I had lost mad weight in the span of like 6 months and they're like, yo, you been working out? And I was like,
like, nah, but yeah.
Well, I was lying to everybody, even my closest friends. I was like, yeah,
little do you know, it's cocaine.
Exactly what it was. Like, yo, give me your routine. I'm like,
it's just like, oh, wake up, drink some water, and do a bump real quick. Yeah. I guess that's the key to weight loss.
Okay, so I wanted to start it off with asking you, what was the reception or like interaction that you've gotten ever since you posted the video of the really special moment you shared with your brother at his wedding where you basically roasted him?
Yeah, so basically, for those that don't know, my brother just got married last week. But I was the best man at his wedding, and he asked me to do something 3 years ago that he didn't think that I would remember to do. So basically, when they first kind of proposed that they were getting married, they didn't have a date for their wedding, but he's like, I want you to be my best man, and I don't want you to make a speech. I just want you to do a battle rap towards me, and then that's it. I said, all right, are you sure? And he said, yeah. So I said, okay. And then COVID came, their wedding got pushed back. So then he probably thought I forgot and wasn't going to actually do it. And then like we was talking like a week beforehand, and I was just like, yo, I hope you know that I'm still doing this. And he said, yeah. He said, of course, I didn't think that you would. Like, so I was like, okay, cool. So basically I did this like 3-minute round at his wedding. And it was fun though. It got a lot of views. Basically, it got picked up by this battle rap media joint on Instagram. That joint got like 8,000 views over there.
That's awesome.
And then I posted the video on Facebook. It's at another like 8,000. So he had like almost 20,000 in total right now. He's still going up every day.
That's awesome.
But yeah, people are still tagging me, still posting it again. Like they've been sharing it every day since then, and it's still going. So it's pretty dope that people liked it and enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed preparing it and as much as he enjoyed it at his time. I was just really worried that Jackie was gonna kill me, because I wasn't sure if he told her about it.
Yeah.
And it would have been one of those things where I thought it was finna be a surprise, but thankfully everybody knew. Because I was nervous as fuck, and then it being a surprise made me even more nervous. But then, like 5 minutes before the speech, Evelyn was just like, "Oh yeah, everybody knows about this." So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Did that make it better for you or worse?
Yeah, to be honest, it did. Just for the simple fact that like I just wasn't sure like how her family was gonna react. Like I've known her dad and her mom since basically I've known her, but it's just like I'm not really like popular amongst their family. They know my brother, they don't really know me. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, I don't really know how they're gonna react. They don't really understand what I'm talking about here, because there's a lot of personal stuff between me and Shane that maybe like our friends would know, but like they might not know about it. But it was really cool, and the dopest part about it to me was the fact that my mom was able to be there, because the fact that she hates battle rap and she actually cried. So that was awesome.
Okay, so did like at some point during delivering the battle rap to him, did you think to yourself, maybe I should have written this differently, or I'm going way too in? Because at one point
I'm not gonna front
damn.
I'm not gonna front and nah, just because it's just like I said just because I didn't know how it was gonna be received by other people, but I knew that he would get it. Like this is something that me and Shane actually, to be honest, for those that don't know, my brother Shane put me on to battle rap. Like I wasn't really too heavily into it. Like I would watch a couple battles off like Smack DVDs and stuff. Like my friends would watch them, but like he really started showing me like Iron Solomon and Hollow to Dawn and like things like that on YouTube and stuff like that. And it's just like we used to watch Fight Club every week on MTV, and it's just like that was when I first saw like Remy Ma battling, 40 Cal battling. Like these are people that I've known from like music, but like they was doing like rap battles and stuff. So it was dope to see that too. So it's just like, and then like Jin was on there. I saw him on 106 in Park. So it's just like, he kind of got me really into watching it consistently and like heavily. And like, he was really big into like stuff like that once it hit YouTube. So then like, he started putting me on, and then it kind of took off from there. But yeah, I thought that I was going to go way too in for a sec. But then I was like, as long as I think I switch it up at the last minute, then I think that people will be cool with it. Because it's just like, I bet we going to get this stuff out the way for me and you. And then once I'm done with that, we switch it to the lighthearted stuff. Everybody could be all into it and then make people cry. And then lo and behold, everybody there cried.
That part made me so emotional. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like...
It made me emotional. I almost didn't finish it. I started to cry while I was rapping.
I could tell. And Shane did too. And I was like...
Because once he started to cry, I was like, please don't do this right now. You're going to make me stop. And like, I was just like, please just hold it together for 2 more seconds. I got like 4 bars left. Just let me finish and we could cry it out, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I started to cry like the last 4, and I was like, please just let me finish this shit real quick. And thankfully I did.
Yeah, that's the switch up was crazy because you don't see it coming. For me, it was kind of like, well, is this gonna end like on a that's not a negative note, but I was like, is this gonna end on a positive
is this gonna get any nicer at any point? Because the entire time would just be flaming this man for like 5 minutes, and then like, damn, it's your wedding day. You should probably say something nice about this person.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I've always thought of like context of battle rap, just like a lot of people would tell you, like, yeah, there's like millions of rappers that can rap their ass off, but can they make a song?
But so if you put them in a rap battle, they gonna fold.
Exactly. So my thing was like, when I hit play, I was like, is the battle rap presentation gonna work at a wedding? And it did. I was like, yo, this is. I've never I live on the internet. I've never in my life seen that I've never seen that be presented that way at a wedding.
We the first in history, to my knowledge at least. Because don't get me wrong, my peoples that are married, like I battle with them, like they battle for my league and stuff, and like they got married to each other, like they met through battle rap and got married and all that. And it's just like they battled each other, but they didn't like battle at their wedding or nothing like that. But they've had a battle versus each other where like it was basically just after they got married, they just decided to flame each other, and they were just like, I bet. And it was just like, but that shit was crazy, and that went like super viral. But that nothing's been done like at a wedding, and it was like, that was pretty cool to be the first one to do that. And I've gotten a bunch of people that said like, oh, I want to have my people do this at my wedding now. Like, or they asked me like, hey, can you show up to my birthday party or something like that? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So who knows? This might actually turn out into something that I could just keep doing to people. So that's cool.
I mean, it could work out. I know what I just found out this year. There's this guy that does wedding photography. He does 5 weddings a year, and he makes $160,000 a year. And I was like, how much are you charging per wedding?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all he does. He does like 5 to 6 weddings a year, and then the rest of the time he's got off. He spends it with his kids or like traveling or whatever.
That's fine.
But yeah, you kind of answered my second question I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask, how did you get into battle rap? And then you said that your brother put you on. Was it entirely your brother, or
nah? So basically, he put me on to watching it. In terms of getting into it, though, like I was doing like rap battles and stuff on Twitter. Like me and my friends, like I'm not quite sure if you like in tune with a little bit of battle rap at least.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever heard of a battle rapper named John the Don?
Is there another battle rapper with Don in their name?
It's Hollow the Don, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I know Hollow the Don. I don't know if I know John.
Yeah, nah, John the Don. I mean, they had a big little ordeal with the fact that one was the real the Don and the other one was the other the Don. But yeah, they battled each other and all that. But anyways, me and John was cool because he from Yonkers. So basically, like we was all like messing around on Twitter, just like kind of going back and forth with like raps and shit. But it wasn't anything seriously. And then somebody was just like, yo, we finna just like make this like a parody of URL real quick. So we named it TRL.TV. We stole all of their slogans, but like flipped it to like some Twitter shit. So instead, like their slogans, the most respected, we was like the most retweeted. So basically, like we basically stole their whole formula, but made it into Twitter shit. So like the battle rap community kind of flocked towards that just because it was funny. So it's just like, and plus John's name was attached to it. We had other like actual battle rappers that be on Smack, like judging battles. We had a couple actually battling on there. So it's like, we got in tune with like a lot of people. And then like the URL like subdivision that handled all like the newer talent over there, they had a radio show. And then they asked us to come up on a radio show, but like everybody that rapped for TRL was being mad scary. They wasn't trying to rap in person. Like I was like, yo, you've been rapping on Twitter all damn day, but these people ask you to rap one bar that you said on Twitter and you can't rap it. So it's just like at that point I said, nah, let me up here. So I started blacking and going off. And they said, yo, you got any battles coming up? And then my man who worked for them, he was doing something with a league out in Jersey, and they was having their first event out there. So he asked me to do it. So I said, yeah, you know, I got a battle coming up out in Jersey. Next thing I know, one of them pulled up to the battle, and then like it went from there. And then that was pretty much it.
That's awesome.
Ever since then, 2015, March 15th, 2015 was my first battle.
Wait, so 2015, was that the same year that you did the Twitter thing?
Nah, we was doing Twitter shit for like 2 years before that. We started that like 2013, 2014. So that was like
genius.
Yeah,
Twitter
that was like
such a space at that time.
And that's the thing. And now it's just like it evolved to where like they now have the Twitter Spaces, to where it's like people is actually getting real big battles on the Twitter Spaces because it's actually like you can hear them rap. So it's like it's not just text battles and stuff now. So there's actual like rappers that want to get on there and start doing that. So that was pretty cool.
Do you have Twitter Spaces? I feel
like we birthed the era of Twitter Spaces with the TRL shit, because we was doing it when it was just a written format on Twitter. You couldn't talk to nobody. So, but nah, I mean, yeah, I got Spaces and stuff on Twitter and stuff like that.
I still don't have. I always get it late. I think it's because I'm shadow banned on Twitter, but that's a whole
probably. And yeah, if you haven't updated the app in a minute, it's probably not going to show up. But yeah, if you've been banned on Twitter, they're probably not going to have you have an outlet to speak to people.
They don't like me on Twitter, man. Okay, I was gonna ask you, well, first segue into upcoming battles. You have upcoming battles. Talk about that. Drop those dates.
So I got one this Monday. That's gonna be live on 15 Minutes of Fame Entertainment on YouTube. So if you subscribe to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio, it's 15 MOFE Radio on YouTube.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, they a pretty big media outlet in terms of battle rap. And they got a show on there called Restore Order. So they have battles every Monday called Main Stage Mondays, hosted by Swave Sevo, who's like a real big legend in battle rap. Shout outs to Team Hami and all of that. So basically they host battles every Monday. I got a battle this Monday out there. I got another battle. I got 2 battles actually at the end of the month. I got one on Verbal Warzone, which is a battle rap league that does like on beat battles and stuff like that. So I got my debut over there happening on the 29th, and then on the
nice.
30th, basically my man's, like I said before, I was watching Fight Club on MTV. My man's Polo, he actually bought that shit out, so now he run Fight Club now.
Wait, so what is Fight Club?
Fight Club is basically like, I don't know if you've ever seen rap battles like Serious Jones and stuff like that, where they rapping over a pool table and shit like that.
I've seen them rap battling on, I think it was MTV, and I remember Blind Fury.
That was 106 in Park. That was on BET.
Okay.
But nah, Fight Club is basically like it's 60-second rounds. They was rapping across a pool table pretty much, but it was like back then when like radio, like Hot 97 would host these battles and stuff like that. They like have like Remy Martin, Serious Jones, Jin, every 40 cal, everybody coming to battle. Fucking Hollow the Don battled over there. All the people that you see on Smack pretty much battled on Fight Club back then. But it disappeared for a minute just because the host International P wasn't trying to do it no more.
Yeah.
But then my man Polo said, you know what? I'm gonna just buy this shit out. If you just let me throw the events at the spot, then I'll just run it myself. So he did that. They let him do it. So then he had like 3 events there so far, and I'm on the next one over there. So that's pretty dope to me that like the thing that got me watching battle rap, I'm actually battling on that platform now, which is fucking awesome.
You know, I was scared for you because for a minute you were saying you were gonna quit battle rap, and I saw so
battle
much
rap sucks,
talent
man.
in you.
I'm not gonna lie. I like to rap.
From the outside, for the outside person looking in, why does it suck? Because to me, I just see it and I'm like, man, this motherfucker's talented. Every time I see a clip, he's just like goating on somebody.
Yeah.
So what's the pitfall of it?
It's like, all right, so there's a lot of politics and behind the scenes BS that goes on behind battles and stuff. Like you might want to battle somebody, but if y'all two the only people that want to see y'all battle, they ain't even gonna set it up. But it's like if we can build the anticipation for the battle, y'all ain't even giving it a shot. Like I get it, people might not want to see it now, but we both want to battle each other. If you give us a shot to just promote the shit, we can make people want to see the battle. But you also got to give it a shot first. Also, there's some people that feel like they above certain opponents and shit like that, and it's like, regardless of the work that you put in, it's a what have you done for me lately type of field. So it's just like if your last battle was trash, or maybe you fucked up, whatever you did before that doesn't even matter in terms of the next one. So it's just like I went through a span where like I wasn't really taking it too seriously and I was messing up a few battles. So I get it in terms of that, but also like I put on quality performances for years just to get nothing out the shit. And it's just like I felt the quality of opponents wasn't matching the work that I put in. The payment wasn't matching the work that I put in and shit like that. It just gets to you every now and again. But like there's always, I'm never going to stop battling, but there's always going to be times where I just say, I got to say, fuck this shit, take a little break every now and again. Cause it's also just mentally taxing. It's just like, you're putting yourself in a headspace to hate somebody that you're actually friends with for like months at a time. And it's like,
I was going to ask you about that.
This shit is all an illusion, bro. Like this shit is all an illusion. This is wrestling at its finest. Like all of us as friends, we drink, we smoke. Like there's very few people in battle rap that have real life problems with each other.
Wow. That's a really good comparison.
Yeah. Like it's just entertainment, man. Like there's faces.
Hold on. So there's one guy, I don't know what his name is, but there's one guy that you was dogging on your page for months. Is that real?
His name is Chris Dubs.
Yes, Chris Dubs. You had Photoshop images. You had everything just ready to go.
That dude, Chris Dubs. Me and him had a little bit of an actual real life problem.
Okay.
That's what I said. There's few times where like there's actual problems that people have with each other. And that's the reason I didn't want to battle him for so long. Because everybody was begging us to battle because I didn't like this nigga. Yeah. And like I would constantly just shit on him for like every chance that I got.
But
like people was like, yo, you have to battle this man. I said, no, I don't. This nigga is trash.
Yeah.
Like
why do I
have to battle this man? Like every single day. And he was always just doing dumb shit on purpose. And it got me tight.
Yeah.
But the main thing behind that battle though was just like it went back to the TRL shit. Like he was doing shit on TRL. He was very trash back then. But the opportunity came for a live battle to happen. The league hit me and my mans up, and we was just like, nah, we ain't really trying to do the battle. Just because we both had shit going on at the time. So he's just like, yo, you got anybody else over at TRL that want to rap? Like, I'll just put one of y'all on instead, because it's just like I hit y'all too. So if anything, just put me on to somebody in your camp. So I said, all right, cool. We threw the nigga Dubs the battle, but we was just like, yo, Just go do the battle. Because the thing is, we had the TRL shit on Twitter, but then we also had like an actual team of live battlers that like we moved as a unit, but like there wasn't everybody in TRL that rapped on Twitter couldn't claim the shit in live battles.
Yeah.
So it was just like we had an actual team that we had formed together, and he wanted to be down with the squad. So I said, I bet we'll give you this trial run, do this battle, we'll see how you do. Just don't say that you're a part of this yet. Lo and behold, the nigga starts screaming TRL.TV, all this shit in his intros. We like, bro, you're not a part of this just yet. You can't just be out here saying that shit. Because then, God forbid, you trash, people are going to link that back to us. So it's just like, nah, bro. We got to make sure that you doing the right thing here. So I bet we told him that. Second battle, we said, all right, bro, this your last chance. Don't fuck it up. Like, because you was asked the first battle, and we not about to have you out here just being ass and claiming a team. Yeah. So we said, all right, so do this next battle. If you do good, go ahead, claim it all you want, bro. Nigga got smoked again, but also in his intro, once again, started screaming that he was down with us. I had to put a stop to that shit early. I said, nah, bro. Like, at the battle, I said, nah, you not. And then, like, even during the battle, I was just cheering for his opponent the whole time, but I was also standing behind him the entire time, which made it look crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so basically that shit happened, and then he was just being mad dumb and goofy and shit, and it just got on my nerves. But it's just like, yeah, that whole TRL shit, and then he started just doing mad weird shit behind the scenes to other people that was with TRL, and it's just like, bro, there's a couple people here that want to smack the shit out of you in real life, and I'm one of them. So please stop. But yeah, so either way, but me and Dubs is cool now. Shout outs to my nigga Chris Dubs. We go hard. We out here.
I wanted to ask you, coming out, like, you know, that's a big thing for everybody, but especially, I imagine, as a battle rapper. Do you feel like once you came out, people tried to box you into this category? And if so, do you feel some type of way being in the battle rap scene? Because it seems that homophobia or, you know, that type of slander is like rampant when it comes to battle rap.
I would say yes and no. Initially, that was my thought process of what was gonna happen. So basically, the reason why I had to come out in the first place was just because this dude that like I was talking to ended up finding out that I battle rap, started messaging, like I dubbed the man on some shit, and then he started messaging my league owner and people like I rap with, like, oh, look at your man's, bro, like he's wilding. So then my league owner had called me one day and he said, yo, you good? And I said, yeah. He said, yo, but like somebody out here trying to play with you. And I was like, what you talking about? And he said, yo, I just got a message on Instagram from some like profile and shit talking about you gay, sent me like some pictures or some shit. I was like, bro, like, but yeah, so basically that was kind of like, he was just like, yo, just say something before anybody else do. And then I had gotten word that one of my opponents for a battle I had set up was going to actually like put that shit out there because apparently he got wind of this shit. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, so I'm going to make this announcement real quick. And apparently nobody really gave a shit at first. Like, it was really just like, all right, cool. But like, I was just kind of scared for nothing, to be honest, because as you said, homophobia is a very rampant situation in battle rap, and it wasn't something that like I thought was gonna go over well with the community itself. Yeah. So I was just like, you know what, like, whatever. And at first, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. They batched me up versus, of course, a gay nigga my first battle after coming out. So I was just like, all right, I hope that this is not about to be what's going on going forward. Yeah. And luckily, I've only battled but so many. But there's a whole league of LGBT people. Like, there's an entire league dedicated to it. The battle rap community actually doesn't really care. Like, it's a very, very gangster but progressive area.
I had no idea.
Yeah, like, I'm mad cool with these people. Like, I could go around them eyelashes, nails all out and shit, and nobody's gonna care.
But yeah, like, see, that's the thing is I got multiple recipes off the internet, and like, yeah. I saw one that said mustard, and I thought it was like, oh, this person's tripping, but I guess
nah. If you use yellow mustard, some people also use just like ground mustard seeds. But I think like actual like mustard spread like works very well.
Okay.
And it definitely, I think it gives it that crunch on it. To be honest, that joint bangs.
So that's like your favorite dish. What is your least 100%. Favorite dish?
My least favorite dish is anything vegan. I'm not gonna front. I catered this all vegan.
I was about to say, I saw your post. How did that go?
When I tell you that I was in that kitchen beforehand, stressed more than I've ever been in a kitchen in my entire life. I never want to do that shit again. But I would do it again. But bruh, I was lost. I was dazed and confused. I was like, what the hell am I finna do over here? I don't even know what they like to eat. I don't know how to make any of this stuff. I literally on the day of just looked up a bunch of random recipes for vegan dishes. And like, I knew what I wanted to make. I was just like, yo, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to wing it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it worked out, but yeah.
Were you satisfied with like what you made?
I was satisfied a little bit, not really, just because I felt I could have made more. Yeah. But I mean, the people liked it.
What did you make?
I made eggplant parm bites and stuff. I made those half vegan, half not. I had all vegan stuffed mushrooms. I had spinach dip that wasn't vegan. That's also another one of my favorite things to make. Love making spinach dips. Dumb good.
Okay.
But yeah, so I made a spinach dip. I had a big charcuterie board, which is also a bitch to put together because I also have never done one of those ever before in my life. Those.
I tried being romantic and doing that. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I've never in my life had to put together a charcuterie board, at least not one that looked good. I could just display some meats and cheeses, but
yeah,
I ain't never really had to be fancy and creative and create little floral patterns with salami and shit. Like, I don't know what the...
I threw mine away and went and bought one.
Yeah, and then of course they were just like, oh, so are you going to do the salami flour? I was like, fuck. And it's like I had no service at this place. I had to look up video. I tried to look up a video on YouTube, and I said, "Fuck!" I had no service over here. I couldn't do nothing. So I was
that's
like,
the worst.
It looks like I gotta just try to figure this out. And
when you, you're in like pressure, you need the internet. There's no signal.
I was like, fuck. Because I'm not gonna front. That's how I got through bartending at this restaurant that I worked at. Because I was the only server there, and they had no bartender. So I just, whenever somebody ordered a drink, I would just look it up on YouTube and just put it together.
It worked out for you.
But yeah, so I had no internet at this place, and they were just like, "So you're gonna do the flour?" And I was like, "I planned on it, but like I was like, I didn't have time to look it up before I left the crib, so I was like, I'm just gonna look it up when I get there." And of course, I had no fucking service in there, so I was just like, I'm gonna roll up some pieces of salami in the shape of a sun and just call it a day. So I did not actually do the flour like it's supposed to be done.
Yeah,
but I made my own version of it. I put like little cheese in the middle to make like them stupid little suns that we used to draw in like elementary school with like the dot in the middle with like a bunch of lines on the side.
Yeah.
Put some cheese in the middle and then just put like rolled up pieces of salami on the side as like the little rays sticking out of it. So it's like kind of like a sun/flower situation there.
So that's your...
But yeah, my least favorite thing is definitely either a charcuterie board or anything that has to do with veganism.
Okay, so my question was love making, hate making,
and the most difficult. Still, the most difficult was definitely the hummus. I don't know why that's such a difficult process.
Wait, you've made hummus? That sounds difficult.
Made hummus from scratch, bro. Oh, yeah, that's another thing that I made for this fucking vegan thing. I made hummus from scratch and olive tapenade, which, like, bro, what the fuck is that?
What?
An olive tapenade.
What'd you just call me?
It's like an olive spread. Yeah.
Olive tapenade.
This verbiage is very out there. Yeah. I have no idea what the fuck any of this stuff is. But I've heard the word tapenade before. Never really knew what the hell it was. But yeah.
So what was it? It's a spread?
It's like a spread that you put on crackers and like bread and stuff. So basically like you like put olives and stuff in a food processor, season it up a little bit. So it's like olive type hummus. So basically you just replace chickpeas with olives and like.
Does it taste like only olives though?
Nah, I mean I didn't eat it just because it scared me and I hate olives.
Well, you didn't taste it?
Nah.
Well, that's bold.
Bro, I went to this vegan event and ate none of it. I refused to eat it.
And they liked it?
And they liked it all.
Oh, so, bro, what are you doing? You got to get your chef on. You know what it is to be good at chefing some shit up and you didn't try it? That's crazy. Even Gordon Ramsay would tell you didn't try the fucking food.
Yeah, no, it goes against everything that I've learned in the kitchen. Don't follow what I did. Taste everything that you make. Don't ever follow in my footsteps. But yeah,
you know, funny enough, I do that. I'll like cook something for dinner. I'll serve my girl, and then she's like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And I go, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, you don't know."
I'm glad that you like it because I had no idea.
I did not. You know, I don't like tasting food when I'm cooking it. My mom would always tell me, "Taste this." I'm like, I don't like it. Like, serve it to me. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do, I don't like tasting shit in the process.
If I taste it while I'm cooking it and I hate it, I'm just gonna stop.
Exactly. I'd rather just wait till the end. If it sucks,
Word.
let's go get tacos.
I'll just finish it. Word, and then if it turns out bad, looks like we got to figure something out. But yeah, nah, I made this hummus though, and I made the mistake of not getting like already peeled and cooked chickpeas beforehand.
Oh man.
So I decided to get raw chickpeas to make this fucking hummus, not knowing that you have to like boil them shits, peel the skin off. There's like a light filmy layer on the outside of chickpeas that has to get peeled off. Or else they're not going to be able to soften and the hummus is going to taste weird. And then it's just like, bruh, I was so tight. So basically, like, I got this shit the day before I was supposed to cook it.
Yeah.
So I was like, the hummus I know is going to take a while. I worked till like 11 p.m. I didn't really want to be up all night cooking. So I said, all right, I'm going to prepare this hummus and see what happens. Didn't know that I had to peel this shit. It didn't really boil. I tried to boil the entire bag at once. That was also a bad idea.
Yeah.
So then it's just like I'm stuck with like half soft hummus and then like half soft chickpeas. The other half is rock hard. Half has the film on it. The other half boiled it away. And then I got a tip that was just like if you just put like baking soda while you're boiling it, it'll just peel. It'll like dissolve this filmy layer on the outside on its own, so you don't have to do it. So my dumb ass put baking soda in it the next day when I was boiling it, but I put way too much baking soda, and then it like exploded in my kitchen.
Oh damn.
It was bad. But yeah, that was probably like the worst time that I've had cooking anything in my life.
This nigga almost blew up the kitchen.
Bro, that stove looked terrible for 2 days.
All right, so I wanted to ask you because I know you're heavily opinionated. I mean, so am I, with music,
indeed.
And I respect that about people because a lot of times, I don't know if I'm sure you've noticed, people tend to just go with like whatever the wave is.
Yeah.
So if you ask them,
it's either they go with the crowd off the rip, or they'll have their own opinion. You call them on it, and they backtrack like a motherfucker.
Yes, I saw Kevin Hart. He said, because they asked Nori, they asked him if he liked the movie. He said, I mean, it's not bad. And Kevin Hart's like, why the fuck did you just do that? He's like, what do you mean?
Right.
He's like, did you like the movie? He was like, yeah. He's like, so why can't you just say it's good? Because if you go, I mean, it wasn't bad, you leave room for other motherfuckers in the room.
You're basically leaving interpretation to say it was terrible.
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm segueing into what artist do you think is hated on that you don't think deserves to be hated on, and what artist do you feel gets overhyped and everyone thinks they're like this shit and you're just like, nah, this ain't it?
In terms of underrated, shout outs to Ice Spice, BX, we in the building.
He doing this because I wrote about the bitch this morning. Fuck you, dog.
Nah, no funny shit though. She actually is an example of somebody that I feel is getting unwarranted hate right now. I think that it's just like she found her lane. The thing is like, yeah.
Is it unwarranted though?
The thing is she went with what was popular at the time, and yeah, people fucks with drill, but that's also what her generation listens to. So of course that's the music she's gonna want to make. But she also isn't outside killing people. So what do you expect her to rap about? It's just like, would you prefer her to be fake and just say that she outside spinning on blocks and killing people if it's going to be the drill music that you like, or is she going to make the music she likes to listen to but put her own spin on it? Like, I mean, I just think that she's just doing what she likes to do, and it got received well. And the thing is, people were mad because they feel like there's other people that been doing it longer than her that deserve to be in the spot that she's in. And I get it. It sucks. But also, that's something that we've all gone through as artists. Like, the thing is, when it comes to rapping, you don't think that I've seen people that have started literally 2 years ago or even a couple months ago that are further than me in battle rap right now? Do you think that I'm bothered by that? No.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, my time will come when it comes, but I'm also content with where I'm at. So it's just like, I've never been one that looks to be super famous or anything like that. I'm not trying to make a career out this shit. I love to rap. I like the battle. I like doing this shit. It makes me money every now and again. I do some free battles still. Some battles I get paid a decent amount for. So it's just like, you really just got to find what works for you and just don't be a hater. Because the thing is, hating on people is the easiest way to block your blessings, man. Yeah. And it's just like, I feel like certain people just saw her get the reception that she got, and it wasn't what they expected because they thought the music was trash, and they think that their opinion means everything to the world. Yeah. So the thing is, if they feel it's trash, they just assume that they just want everybody to think it's trash, or you're crazy. Like,
No, I know
Like,
my opinion like does not matter to people because
right.
when they tell me like, so here's a great example. So for years I'm like, Eminem's a goat. Eminem cannot be out rap, da 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 da. And then like that's what I say publicly.
I feel the complete opposite.
All right, so recently I went public with what I 100% actually feel because I feel like it was easy for me to just say Eminem's GOAT, and I told the public that I feel like Lupe Fiasco could rap circles around Eminem, and niggas lost it. They're like,
I'm not gonna front. I hate both of them, but I agree with that statement.
Lupe would destroy Eminem
Lupe
in a
is
battle.
fire. And to be honest, like old Lupe before he got like super OD woke and started to wild out for no reason.
Yeah.
Like he's like Joey Badass in my opinion. They both started out super crazy and then they just both got too woke for their own good. And
oh
it's just like,
man, damn, it hurts for you to say that because as much
I
as
love
I
Joey
love
Badass though. I like his most recent project though. I'll give him that.
Well, I was gonna say I didn't have a word. I didn't have a description for it, but you just like defined it. Like I was telling this to my girl the other day that a problem is that people don't find a cap level in woke.
Yeah.
Like they're like, okay, I can stop here. Like it's cool. Let me go to something else. Most of the time when someone gets woke, that's it. That's all they're gonna talk about. That's all they want to live by. It's like,
for the rest of their lives. And it's just like, bruh, you made good music before this. You could tap back into that still. Like, people think that that's the only lane that they have to have once they tap into that side. And it's just like, don't get me wrong. I've tried to fancy myself a pretty woke individual in certain aspects, but I'm not out here just preaching we used to be kings to people and shit like that. Like, bruh, come on, man. Like, it's that I don't feel like that shit is necessary. Like,
that's all you hear now.
Like, bro,
I'm like, I don't know about everybody.
We royalty and shit. Like, bro, you don't realize that Africans sold y'all into slavery too? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they're not ready for that conversation.
Stop blaming everything on the white man.
Oh, like, man, they're not ready for that conversation.
But at the end of the day, like, bro, like,
that's why I'm shadow banned.
Yeah, there's just certain people that take it too far. But I mean, more people that I feel are underrated for sure. I don't really think he gets hated on, but I feel like he doesn't really get respected as an MC as Ludacris.
Talk about it, because you know that you woke me up to that shit.
Ludacris is literally my favorite rapper of all time, bro.
Bro, and before
every time I say it to people look at me like I'm insane, and it's just like, bro, when you really go back in his catalog, he was actually really rapping like crazy. But the thing is, he was so animated and his videos were so out there and stuff like that nobody really took it seriously.
Busta Rhymes.
So it's just like Busta Rhymes is the same way. Busta Rhymes could rap his ass off. And to be honest, he raps faster than Twista, Eminem, all them people. Like, realistically, he fake holds the world record for the amount of syllables that were spit in the rap.
His old fast rapping. Because I noticed when he dropped his verse on Look At Me Now, he was saying a whole bunch of nothing.
It was a bunch of gibberish in there.
Yeah, but his old fast rapping.
I could say that verse word for word, and it's a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, and I could say the same thing about Eminem. See, all right, so I love Eminem, right? Because Eminem taught me that you don't have to rap about the same like subject matter.
Yeah, the content itself doesn't have to really be what people assume rap has to be. Not everybody grew up in the struggle. Not everybody, and even though Eminem grew up probably worse conditions than most people that rap about the struggle.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, it's just like Detroit is a terrible place. It's a shithole.
Yeah.
So it's just like at the end of the day, he's from where we from, if not in a worse spot. But it's just like he started off basically saying, "Fuck that! I'm not about to rap about this."
Like he would sprinkle it in there, but it wasn't his persona.
He would have songs where he would get into real shit and like tap into things like that, but for the most part, his subject matter was supposed to be lighthearted, comedic. It wasn't meant to be super serious rapping.
Thank you. Why don't people fucking admit that to themselves? They take him way too serious, bro.
I feel like nowadays it's just like it's not my cup of tea to listen to, but I can't front like I wasn't banging that shit heavily when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's what I liked back then because it was something that was different from everything else that was out there. It was something that I could personally relate to because my mom moved us out the Bronx when we was little. Like we was poor, but we wasn't really poor.
Yeah.
Like so at that point, it's just like all the struggle shit wasn't really resonating too much with me because I spent half my time in the Bronx and half my time in a gated community in Long Island. So at that point, it's just like I I really half of me really resonated with the shit Eminem was talking about because it was just regular weird funny shit. So just like I cool like, but it was just different. So it was just something that people flock to. And on top of that, he's white in an all black sport. So at that point, it's just like, of course he's gonna get the recognition that he gets. And he even acknowledges the fact that if he was black, he probably would have sold half. Like he knows the privilege he has as the white person in rap. And
At least he's honest about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just like that's something that I've never taken away from him, but it's just the people that refuse to admit that he's dirt now is just really annoying.
All right, so what I want like to know what about his new music is it that you do not find like good whatsoever?
I just feel his beat selection is awful. I feel like he tries to force certain rhyme patterns to hit. Like I get it, you know, the Rap God shit in my opinion was dirt. I hated that song.
Really?
Like I felt like it was just 6 minutes of him rambling about nothing. Like, but at the end of the day, like I don't know, it's just the subject matter of it all. Like I don't know, I just feel he needs to do drugs again. But I commend his sobriety, but I don't know. I would much rather. I hate serious Eminem. I guess that's what it is.
Okay, so yeah, if you told me pick one, do you want Slim Shady or do you want Marshall Mathers? I would say give me Slim Shady.
Yeah,
which is drug infused. Like yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Put him on pills and shrooms again, bro. Like at that point.
Yeah,
I might fuck with Eminem again. But yeah, to be honest, like
I have respect for him though because I learned in an interview like from him that he had to learn how to walk.
And that's the thing. He went through a lot of shit that people don't understand, and I respect the hell out of it. But the music just ain't for me.
No. I feel you. I know people today that were like stan Eminem, and ever since he dropped Marshall Mathers LP2, like when he got out of rehab, they were like, nope. Don't like it. And then they gave Kamikaze a chance and they're like, nope, don't like it. I actually fuck with music. It's funny you say beat selection because I was telling this to my girl the other day. Dr. Dre leaving the, you know, he's always shadowing behind Eminem. Him stepping away helped music to, what is it called? Music to be murdered by? Or music to murder. I thought the beat selection on that album was fire for the most part, and I liked it on a lot of the songs. He slowed it down and he stopped trying to like if he was trying to fucking read a script of a movie in 5 seconds. Yeah, I told my girls like, bro,
and that's the thing. It's just like he was trying to force the fast rap and shit a lot. Like and it's just like every song doesn't need to be this. Like
no,
and it's just like you could actually make a good song. Like Toy Soldiers is one of my favorite songs by any artist ever.
Yeah,
like
Mockingbird.
I love that song. Fucking Haley song, all of that. Like that type of stuff is dope to me. I like that type of music.
That's songwriting.
Like, yeah, and it's just like I feel like if he taps into his songwriting and stuff like that, he's a great songwriter, but I feel like he tries to please his stan base instead of his fan base, and it's just like,
oh, that's nice.
Like at the end of the day, there's a wider audience out there that fucks with your music that you can also appeal to, but you're choosing not to.
Yeah.
So it's just like, at that point, I feel like he's just going into one lane and staying there, and it's just like that lane just ain't it, bro. Like,
I can respect that. Like,
either figure it out or stop rapping. But at this point in time, I just can't get behind it.
I can respect that opinion. Okay, this is what I want to know. I love this answer from like anybody. If you could be the fly on a wall in a studio to watch, the making of an album from a certain artist, who would that artist be?
Word of Mouth by Ludacris, Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent, and Enter the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang for sure.
Can you believe I've never heard Enter the 36 Chambers?
It's one of my favorite albums ever, bro. Like
I just discovered that like Raekwon is really nice at rapping.
Bro, and the crazy thing is that him and Ghostface have been some of my favorite rappers since
they're nasty.
And it's just like, yeah, like the thing is, because with them, what I like about rapping, especially nowadays, and it's like kind of my style of rapping, is real vivid picture rapping. Like imagery rap is real fire to me.
Yeah.
Like the shit that Ghostface and Raekwon be rapping, like they could paint a picture like nobody's business, bro. Like the shit that they rap, like you could literally see what they talking about. So it's just like, And sometimes it might sound like gibberish, but it's the most fly shit I've ever heard in my life. And
like
I don't
RZA.
really like.
Sometimes
No,
RZA loses me. I'm like,
RZA loses the hell out of me every time, and I will
Yeah.
always say he should have never rapped ever in his life. That man should have just stayed on the boards, bro.
this
Do
man
not
is
pick up the
talking
microphone. This man is out here
cursive.
rambling about meteorites, fucking minerals and shit. Like chicken heads getting slim like olive oil. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? This man said the meth got me open like fallopian tubes. Like, bro, nah, you're wildin'. What does that even mean?
Wait, did he actually say that?
This man said you getting stripped from your garments, boy, run your jewels, while the meth got me open like fallopian tubes.
Wait, aren't they from Rhode Island?
They're from Staten Island.
Oh. Wilding out like that from Staten Island.
Bro. But nah, I mean, ODB and Jizza was from Brooklyn, but for the most part, most of them was from Staten Island.
Oh, rest in peace, ODB.
But yeah, rest in peace to ODB. But ODB's another one. He's a person that isn't super lyrical, but his music is fire.
Yeah, it's like DMX.
Yeah, and it's just like, but to be honest, DMX could really rap.
No, he could.
That nigga beat Jay-Z in a rap battle. At this point, I believe in DMX for the rest of my life. Like, but yeah, nah, the thing is with Wu-Tang, though, it's just like that imagery rap, though, that shit is fire. And it's just like, it spawned people like that I listen to now, like Action Bronson, Wretch, Dash. Like,
oh, let's go. An Action fan. Fuck yeah. I talk to people about Action, they're like, who? I'm like,
Action
what?
Bronson, I remember when he first got started out here, my peoples that was out in Morgan State, they put me on to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, fucks with this dude Bronson. He sounds like Ghostface, but like the shit that he rap about is crazy. Like, and when I first heard Blue Chips, the mixtape, I was like, nah, this man is a beast. And then I remember going to his first, like one of his first shows out of New York at the Williamsburg Music Hall. And like my peoples was just like, yo, we out. It was free. I said, yeah, bet we in there. And then ever since then, I was a fan.
I think that's why I'm such a fan of Lupe. I've had to learn certain vocabulary because he be losing me sometimes. But once I learned the
shit that he talk about, and he's one of the woke people that could put it in a way that is not super, like it may be hard to understand at first, but once you figure out the vocabulary he was using, the message is easy to pick up.
Man,
and it's just like
some of his bars is like four. It's not even double entendre. It's like
he be
four.
Going into quadruples, quintuples, and shit. Like he's one of them people. And him and I'm not sure if you fucks with Mickey Fax, but
I haven't heard him in a while. But
Mickey Fax is dope, man. And like he's somebody that I've actually had the pleasure of actually personally talking to, just because he's real heavily into battle rap. So he pulls up to a lot of battle events and shit. So he's fooling with the people and stuff like that. I met him when Surf Battle conceded, and it's like. But Mickey, he's one of them ones, man. Like he's also a super down to earth dude. He's always down to give like pointers and stuff to people. He's always down to like teach people about like history and rap and stuff like that. Cause he's also been around for a minute too. So he knows a lot of shit that people weren't really tapped into. But him and Lupe are really heavily connected to each other though. And they go back and forth with each other a lot, especially on Twitter and stuff like that. So it's dope seeing them kind of do that shit with each other. It's fire.
Okay, yeah, it was Mickey Fax. Yeah.
Him, Mickey Fax, and Daylight pretty much. So all three of them kind of follow each other and stuff. But they do it a lot publicly on Twitter and stuff. So it's dope that the people get to see them do that shit with each other. And it's like I learned a lot of shit about rapping from that.
I want to see Lupe versus Daylight.
I think it would be fire. I mean, Daylight versus Absol is a crazy ass battle. I'm not quite sure if you've ever.
Bro, where is it?
The video's not out. It's just the audio.
That's my fucking problem. I want to see the face to face. Like,
nah, there's no video of this shit. There's like a small.
It's like a snippet.
There's a video with like a picture of them in the studio battling each other, but it's not the actual footage of it.
How long is the audio? I've only heard like a snippet.
Nah, it's on Absol's album.
Wait, what? What album?
It was the first joint he dropped on TDE, but I forgot what it was called. But I know that it was on his album.
Did I not hear?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm about to Google this shit right now.
You can smoke, by the way, on the stream.
Nah, it's all good. I'm in the crib. I can't even smoke in the crib.
Okay.
But yeah, hold on. That shit was what album was that on?
It's not Control System. I started with Soul on Control System. Control System had Bohemian Grove, the song with Danny Brown.
Yeah, it was the These Days album. Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was on the These Days album, and it was like the last track, I believe. It was like a bonus track on the joint.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they dropped the audio on that album. And then that was the first time that I heard it. But I remember when Daylight said him and Absol was actually battling, I didn't believe it until the actual album dropped.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, this shit was crazy. Absol fake beat him too.
He beat him?
I'm not gonna front. Absol had some shit in that battle, and I wouldn't be opposed to actually seeing him battle. Like, because I've always thought that Absol, in my opinion, was the most vivid picture painter in TDE. He wasn't the best rapper, but I think Kendrick is clearly the best rapper in TDE.
Oh, you mean like full package?
Yeah, like
okay,
I feel like Absol, he had the bars and like he had the bars and the picture painting in order to battle rap. I feel like anybody else in TDE can't battle, except for maybe Schoolboy. But
Schoolboy's actually nicer than people know.
Just because Schoolboy, he has a presence to him, so it's not even really more so like the bars or anything like that. But his presence, I feel, would be dope in battle rap because he's got like the kind of cool nigga, fly nigga shit like that somebody like a Goods would kind of have on the stage. Because it's not like you're super lyrical, but you just got the presence that people is just gonna fuck with you, and you got believability behind you. So whatever you say, people gonna believe it. So it's just like,
do you think that's buildable?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you do that?
Realistically, you got to find your lane and kind of stick to it. The thing is, you can have believability in different aspects of life. Like people, regardless of how I look, I can rap about guns and killing people, and nobody's gonna question me.
Okay, maybe you can help with this. How do you think people shoot themselves in the foot when constantly thinking, "Don't box me in"? Is it sometimes a good thing to be boxed into a certain lane?
I do, because the thing is, once you find your lane, you perfect that and master it, you're going to have a core fan base for the rest of your life. The thing is, when people try to do too much shit, and yeah, I get it, a wider audience is always the main goal. You want to appeal to the masses, but also you have to find your core fan base first before you can even try to branch out and do some other shit. I feel like people try to branch out too early in their career, and they try to do too much at first to where they're not even perfecting the one lane that they're good at. So it's just
you talking to my psyche right now.
So it's just like you really kind of just got to find what you best at, master that first, and then you could try to add more elements to it. But it's just like some people try to just spread themselves out, and then they wear themselves thin trying to do everything when they need to just focus on the one thing that they're good at. And then once they do that, they have their core fan base that likes that, and they could always go back to it. But if you want to try something else, those people are going to give you more freedom to do so because they already rock with you. But it's just like, if they don't rock with you, they're not going to give you the chance to do new shit.
I wish I had a soundboard right now so I can give you air horns.
But it's just like, yeah, it's more so just like you got to stay in. When I always tell people, stay in your lane. Because it's just like that lane could take you further than anything else can.
Chat says that you're preaching right now.
I try. You know, at the end of the day, it's something that I've learned. I've been rapping since I was 11. I'm about to be 30.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I've learned all this shit over 19 years, bro. It's been a long road, but I've done tours and stuff when I was 13. I was the youngest rapper to perform in Carnegie Hall to this day.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was 13 at the time.
Okay, so something my friend tells me, but I guess you're from creative to creative. Would you say that it's something I should do? So I do streaming, I do merch, I do music. I fucking work on writing scripts. I do photography sometimes on the side, not really paid gigs anymore.
Right.
Like what don't I do? I feel like I just do like 6-7 things.
Yeah, and you're a very multi-talented person. And the thing is there's nothing wrong with that. I am too. But the thing is, you pick one or two things out of them things that you're really good at. You perfect the shit out of them. You build your clientele, your people behind that. I think that the streaming shit at this point in time is probably your biggest thing, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're right.
I feel like the more that you build on that, the community that you build from streaming, you could end up selling the merch from that. Those people will buy the merch once you start to drop shit. But you really got to just build the audience, and then you release everything else. And then it's just like, I've seen a lot of streamers that want to drop merch, but it's just like they only get a certain amount of views per video. How many people are really going to be buying this shit? Are you going to be wasting your time doing this? Like, are you really going to Like, and I get it. It might just be something that you're passionate about doing. And also the more you do it and the more you get it out there, it's also a way to build an audience. So even if you just start from the bottom, you just make merch for yourself, but people see it on you. And then you just say, oh shit, I fucks with that. And then you can say, I made it. And then those people might want to buy it. But I think if you just mainly focus on the streaming shit, you build that community, those people will buy your music, they'll buy your merch, they'll pretty much do whatever you want them to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's mainly about building a community in a spot that really fucks with you. And it's just like, if you had gotten big on merch and then started to want to stream, those people that bought your merch will come to your streams. But it's just more so what's making you what's the biggest thing right now, you focus on that and then you could tap in everything else. But
word, that's fire. Yeah, my friend tells me in different ways. Yeah, but hearing it from another creative is empowering when I guess for someone else that's like more weak-minded, it wouldn't be empowering. It'd be like, oh, well, I'm gonna do it anyways. Like to me, it's empowering because
some people don't want to hear that like you should focus on one thing more than the other. And it's not saying that you should stop doing everything. You could keep doing all that stuff still.
Yeah.
It's just more so you don't necessarily have to put it out there until it's ready to be put out there. And it's just like sometimes building it up. Like I have music I've been sitting on for 3 years now. And it's just like, I just don't feel I really have the audience that rocks with my music as much as they rock with my battles right now. Yeah. And it's just like, I feel like I just dropped a Cypher verse. I'm about to do this battle on beat. The more people start to hear me on
Cypher verse, by the way. Woo.
Thank you very much. Shout outs to Sincere Cyphers, by the way. We go hard. But yeah, so doing that Cypher and stuff, and then I'm about to do this battle on beats and shit. It's like, it's more so to get people accustomed to me rapping on beats, and then they really want to they want to hear more from me. Yeah. But the thing is, people been watching me battle, and there's such a stigma on battle rappers that you can't make music. Y'all are all trash and making music and shit. So it's just like when a battler just straight up comes out with music, not people are really hesitant to click on it unless you really have a name behind you already. And it's just like, I have kind of a name behind me in both aspects, but the people that listen to my music don't watch my battles, and the people that watch my battles don't listen to my music. So it's more so about bridging those two spots together. And then it's like, I could kind of see where I could do with that, but it's really about kind of getting people accustomed to hearing me rapping on beats now. And then it's just like, once people start to hear that, they're going to know that I could really do this shit. And then once I drop music, they're going to be eager to listen to it. Cause it's like, yo, he just bodied this verse. Let me go hear what his songs is like. So it's just like,
is that something that you're honing in right now currently? Like you're really working on making that crossover?
I mean, I really would like to. And I think that doing this right now is going to help a lot. But it's just more so I just got to keep kind of putting it out there little by little. So it's just like after I do this battle, I mean, I'm probably going to record like a couple more snippets and stuff like that, kind of release to the world and stuff. Like, I mean, I dropped the freestyle and stuff like 2 years ago or like last year, I think it was.
Was it the one? Sometime. Was it the one with the video?
Yeah. I dropped like a little clip of me rapping in my studio when I lived in Brooklyn. And then there was another one when I lived out here.
Which one did I see?
And well, one was in my studio in Brooklyn, and the other one was me rapping outside.
Oh, it was in the studio then.
Yeah. So then that joint I posted on Instagram. That was like 2 years ago. That was before I moved to PA. So yeah, that was about 2 years ago. But the one that I just dropped last year, I mean, part of that verse is actually in the cypher, by the way. Shout outs to that. but yeah. But it's just more so dropping little by little, like little bits of content and me rapping on beats and stuff, trying to get people accustomed to that. And then I could just kind of just drop all this music on people. But I just don't feel like at the moment I can do that. And it's not a problem with that. I have no problem being the only one listening to this music, man. But it's just like, it's more so just getting ready to kind of release it to making sure that it gets the maximum views on it. Cause it's just like, you know, the last thing any kind of content creator wants to do is put out some shit and nobody look at it.
That's the story of my life.
And it's just
like, not for everything, but there's some things where I'm like,
that's kind of like why like I haven't really done many streams and stuff lately. It's just because it's just like I want to make sure that like my setup is good. Like I have a decent setup now, but it's just like I feel like my last stream was actually pretty decent. I changed up the lighting and stuff in here. Like I found different ways to make it look good, but I just feel like I got to figure out how I really want to package this and present it to people before I really go hard into that too. And it's just like,
have you ever thought of going to Twitch?
Huh?
Have you ever thought of going to Twitch?
It's more so just I tried it, but the connection out here wasn't so good as it is with YouTube. So it's just like I feel like Twitch requires a stronger internet connection for me to stream the stuff that I stream. So it's just like if I wanted to just do like a regular conversation stream, then I could go on Twitch because it's not really taking up too much of my computer. But it's just like being that I'm streaming from a Mac, it's really kind of limited in terms of doing that.
Yeah.
I think if I had a PC, it would just be a lot easier for me to kind of stream different games and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's so. But once we get our new spot and stuff, like we refinish in the basement to have like our own apartment and stuff down there. So it's just like once I get that kind of space to kind of do that, I could kind of create my own little setup spot, kind of do what I want to do down there, and like we could make it look better and stuff like that. But it's really kind of just making sure that it's the best presentation possible when it comes to that. So it's just like, but I also need to get better at Pokemon.
I thought you were doing pretty good.
I'm okay. I'm not the greatest.
You finished a run, didn't you?
I did. I finished it off camera.
Yeah, I'm not doing. You can't pay me to try that.
I feel like every time that I stream, I get trash. It's crazy.
That you know what? Welcome to the streaming world. That happens to all of us. We will go live and play like dog shit. We're like, fuck this shit. We turn it off. We go play again. Killing it.
I'm over here not losing mines for like 3 gyms straight. I'll go in, I'll start a run, and I'm losing that shit in the first route. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like,
yep.
I'm not this dirt in real life, I promise. But
yep. It's about training the mind to act like the stream's not even fucking
But
there.
yeah, and I think that's what it is. It's like I haven't really gotten too comfortable with like, also it's just like you also got to keep up with the chat. You got to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, so your mind is in like 3 different places at once. So it's just like.
So what I've trained myself is to do chat in intervals of 3 minutes. That way they've kind of waited to get a response, but not too long.
But not too long.
Yeah. And so it works because
I've seen streamers though on YouTube that just be
talking and shooting.
Yeah,
I'm
like, yo, like
that's like 15, 20 years of fucking streaming.
How are you watching the chat? Yeah, like these channels have been around like 10 plus years each.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'm like, yo, how the hell do you manage to see the chat moving this quickly? And the thing is, these people have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, so their chats is real, like they moving.
And they'll catch shit talking too.
Me, where I have like 7 people in a stream at a time, and it's just like, yeah, I could keep up with the chat mad easy because it's just like they just sent the message 5 minutes ago. So it's just like at that point, I have a whole huge window to respond. Some people they messages get deleted in like 2 seconds because the stream overflows it. So it's like to even see shit like that is nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, more power to them. And I'm definitely I need to get better at doing that type of stuff, but also that type of stuff would only come with experience. So it's just like you kind of got to do it in order to get real with it. But
I mean, if you have any questions, I'm more than
for sure. And I mean, shit. If you down, we could do a little collaboration and shit like that.
Oh, most definitely.
We could. Do
I'm
that.
Literally always looking for new people to play with. I love gaming.
Shit. I mean, if you ever want to do a little Pokemon series, we could do that.
Let's do it. I don't have You can just tell me how to get it off stream. We'll talk about it.
This is the easiest thing on earth, and if you have a PC, it's a lot easier than with a Mac. So
okay. Well, we'll talk about it off stream because on stream,
that's gonna be way too deep of an explanation right now. But yeah, I mean, if you ever wanted to do that shit, we could definitely do it.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
I mean, I feel like it would be a lot easier to do with somebody else playing.
All right, so that segues into my next question: is what are your top 5 video games?
Pokemon, 100%. Literally, I mean, that's its own top 5 in itself. But I mean, Pokemon as a whole is definitely my favorite game series. Then Guitar Hero, just because I'm the best at it.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking good.
Smash for sure.
Which one though?
My favorite one is Melee.
Okay.
But I mean, I like Ultimate though. I definitely do like Ultimate. I wasn't too big on Brawl, but I definitely Melee is my favorite, and then Ultimate. But Ultimate has just a lot more to it, so I feel like I understand why somebody would like that more than Melee. But Melee is just like a staple of my childhood.
Yeah.
That I just kind of can't let that go. Yeah, definitely those are my top 3, 4, and 5. They kind of change up a lot. I would probably say if I really had to choose right about now, 4 and 5 would probably go. Damn, this is hard.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I know my top 3 for sure.
You're going to hate my next question if this one's hard.
4 and 5, I'd probably say Halo would come in 4.
Okay. Which one? Or just the series entirely?
Halo 3.
Okay.
Halo 3, then Halo 2, and then the rest of them can kind of go in whatever order they want. I really honestly don't care.
Okay.
But yeah, Halo 3 is definitely my favorite. But Halo 2 had great maps though. So it's kind of hard to choose between those two. But Definitely Halo would probably come in at number 4, and I'd probably say 5. Uh,
I'm trying to see if you played a certain game, but I don't want to play it because then I'm gonna coerce your answer. I don't want to say it because then I'm gonna coerce your
Snowboard Kids
answer.
2.
Snowboard what?
Snowboard Kids 2.
What system was that on?
N64.
I never played it. Is
It's
it
one
like
of the greatest
SS?
games on earth.
Is it like
No.
SSX?
No, it's like Mario Kart but with snowboards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's freaking nuts. But it's like, it's better than Mario Kart in my opinion.
Yeah.
For sure. Like 100%. But for some odd reason, this is a game that me and Shane thought we were the only people knew, were like the only two people in the world that knew it existed. Like, I don't know how the hell nobody knew about this game, but when we went into Blockbuster every week when we was kids, we would just buy this game. We would get this game to the point where my mom had to buy it from Blockbuster because we would just rent it every week and it was costing her too much money. So she's just like, how much is it to buy it?
Yeah.
So she bought us this game. But yeah, we played it every single day. Me, my brother, and our 2 stepbrothers, we would play this game all day, every day. And then it's impossible to find nowadays. It's a very expensive and rare collector's item. But I just recently got it on my emulator and stuff like that. So I've been playing that a lot recently. But yeah, that game is fire.
Would you say it's something that I could jump into, or is it something that's only going to be fun if it's nostalgic?
No, to be honest, the nostalgia plays a factor in it, but definitely not. There's people that have never played this game a day in their lives. It's just fun to play, especially if you have friends to play it with.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a fun game.
Because there's games that I've gone back to on the emulator, and I'm like, oh, man, I remember playing this, and I go back and I play it, and I'm like...
And you're like, yo, this game is fake dirt.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, this is dog shit. What is this? And it's like, I'm going to preserve what I saw it as a kid.
There's very few games that I go back to play as an adult, but Conker's Bad Fur Day and Snowboard Kids 2 are definitely 2 of my favorites to go back and play.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I love that game so much.
The amount of adults that bought that because they saw the squirrel and they bought it for their
child.
Kids,
and then they're like, yo, the squirrel's getting drunk, puking everywhere. There's shit all over the place.
There's tits out. There's a big piece of shit singing music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. There's freaking teddy bears shooting people. Like, it's nasty work. But that game is so fire.
My next question was top 5 albums of all time. It doesn't have to be hip-hop.
You're an asshole.
Yeah. But let me make the question better because people always say hip-hop. It does not have to be hip-hop. It could be any fucking genre.
That makes it worse.
Does it? All right, top 5 hip-hop albums of all time, in your opinion.
No, we could do everything. We could do everything. Let's see.
I know you said 36 Chambers, right?
My number one, yeah. I mean, my number one is definitely Word of Mouth.
What's that?
Word of Mouth is Ludacris.
Oh, okay. So you have to go back and listen. A side note, I grew up in an extremely extremist Christian household. So I didn't listen to rap until I was like 13.
Yeah, I feel that.
So there's so much music I wasn't exposed to that I went learning like as I got older.
To listen to?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back and listen to Ludacris because when I saw you post a status saying, "Yo, Ludacris is one of the greatest," he gets like overlooked. Da 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 da. I went back on YouTube. I was on my PC and I was watching some of the music videos and listening to the lyrics, and I was like,
"He's a machine."
Yo, yeah. I did the same with Busta Rhymes as well, and I was like, "Oh, wow, okay."
Yeah, that dude is freaking nuts, yo.
But yeah, your top 5.
Let's see. Yeah, so I'd probably say Word of Mouth, definitely 1. Number 2. Let's see. I'd probably say. I'm trying to pick. It's definitely between Be There, Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
Interesting.
But one of them two. It's a tie. To be honest, I can't choose.
Would you say it's better than her newer stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. What else do I got here? Wu-Tang for sure would probably come in at number 3.
It's called Wu-Tang?
Nah, the 36 Chambers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 36 Chambers will probably come in number 3. Damn, I just feel like now I'm just leaning towards rap music now. Now I can't think of anything else.
All right, so let's do hip hop and then we'll do everything but hip hop.
Yeah, I bet. So then let's go. We got number 1, Word of Mouth. Number 2, 36 Chambers. Number 3 is definitely Get Rich or Die Trying. Number 4, I'd probably say Good Kid, Mad City.
Ooh. Ooh, interesting.
And then number 5.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I love Good Kid, Mad City. That's really one of my favorite albums ever.
No, it's a phenomenal album.
People assume because of my taste in music that I wouldn't have said that.
I think that's me right now.
Yeah, nah, but I really do love that album. And the thing is, I know I sound like a hater a lot of times, but I'm really not a hater.
I mean, so do I. So
I love people's music. I may hate Kendrick's new shit as like with a passion.
Or but new shit, like you mean like his brand new album?
I haven't listened to the new album just because I hated his last few, so I haven't even decided to give it a shot yet. But I'll get around to it eventually. I'm definitely never one, and I just can't give an opinion on something I never listened to, so I'm not gonna call that trash.
You know what's interesting? His new album sounds like he's shitting on the woke part of himself,
which is what everybody had criticism for. So it's kind of dope in that aspect. If that's the case, I'll probably have to listen to it.
And one of the lines he said, "Stop looking at me to be your fucking savior. I'm just a nigga," which is not what he was saying before.
That's fire.
Yeah, and I was like, but he's right though. But y'all gotta stop looking at celebrities like they're like Jesus Christ.
But the thing is, it's not necessarily the people's fault when the content you put out there, it kind of justifies their view of you.
No,
so
of
it's
course.
Just like at the end of the day, if you putting out a bunch of woke music, the woke community is gonna look towards you as the voice of them. So it's just like at that point, you kind of put that on yourself when you did that. So it's just like, but I respect him saying like, yo, I was just rapping how I felt. This isn't really what I was looking for. But also as an artist, you kind of got to take what you get. You can't, you may view yourself as something else, but when the people put a label on you, it's kind of hard to shake that off. So it's just like, you might just have to be the woke nigga, man.
I think he said on one of the bars in the new album, he said, stop looking at me as a saint, man. Y'all forgot that I killed a man. And I'm like, oh, damn, that's Good Kid, Mad City. Like, he did kill. A lot of people forget he killed somebody because they were opposition.
Yeah.
You know, the wrong side of the neighborhood. And
at the end of the day, when you grow up in that environment, sometimes that's put on you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but he
talks about daddy issues, which I thought was fucking fire because niggas refuse to admit that they have daddy issues. Like, bro, niggas gotta have daddy issues. Everybody swears
daddy issues is a thing that's put on females.
And
the thing is, it's just like a lot of niggas out here have a lot of trouble because of their dad.
Yep.
And they refuse to acknowledge it. They want to blame their mother, who was the one that was there.
Yeah.
But which is kind of crazy to me.
Oh, talk to him, Cash. Talk to him.
And don't get me wrong. Coming from a person who didn't have the greatest of mothers, I would never put the blame on my mom for how I am today.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't put the blame on my dad. It's more so just things that I've dealt with because of them. But I wouldn't necessarily blame them for it. But
our job is to fix ourselves so that the next generation, if we have kids, does not receive our generational curses, which I don't like saying because it's become such a fucking hotep like word.
Nah, but it's true though.
It's true.
You gotta fix generational curses, man, in all aspects of the words. Like, you can't think that everything that you learned as a child was correct. Like, that's just kind of insane. Your parents were not right about everything. And the quicker people realize that, the easier it'll be to go through life. But the thing is, some people think that the way that they was brought up is the right way to be, and then they pass that along to their kids, and then they just create more shitty individuals.
Yeah, and I've seen it.
But anyways, like, back to the albums here, because I feel like now we just getting deep as fuck now.
Yeah,
but all right, so I'm at number 4. I said Good Kid, Mad City. Number 5 out of the top 5 hip hop albums of all time in my life, I'd probably have to say The Blueprint by Jay-Z. Just because I remember when that album came out and the impact that it had on me as a person. Yeah. Nah, that album is 100% top 5.
How old were you when Blueprint came out?
I was 9.
Wait, how old are you now?
29. I'm about to be 30.
Oh, so we're 2 years apart. I just turned 28 in July.
Yeah. I turned 30 on the 22nd.
Oh, okay. Oh, this month?
Yeah.
Oh, lit. During spooky season? That's lit.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll do the 5 albums like in general, and then we'll close it out because I don't want to drag this out for too long. Although I'm gonna tell you right now on camera, I need you to come back to the show because this is one of the most genuine fire podcasts that I've done in my opinion.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. I'm always down for a good convo. But yeah, so I'll probably say the top 5. I'll put these in no order just to make it easier.
Yeah.
Um, The
Oh, I
Wall
lied.
by
I
Pink.
lied. I lied. I have 2 questions for you, but yeah, this one and then one more. I can't skip the
Um,
last question.
The Wall by Pink Floyd.
Ooh.
City of
Hello,
Evil by
hello,
Avenged
hello.
Sevenfold.
Wait. Pause. When did you discover The Wall by Pink Floyd?
I discovered it when I watched the movie Due Date,
Oh, okay,
and then
so
I
we had
heard
a.
Hey You,
What
and
about
then
Comfortably
and then
Numb?
I I had to go back and listen to it, and then I did mushrooms and listened to it,
There we go.
and it was
That's
one
what
of
I
the
was looking
greatest
for.
experiences ever.
Yo, what up,
But,
Shay J?
but yeah,
CJ,
so
sorry.
Wall by Pink Floyd, City of Evil by Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
Um, Literally anything by Bjork is awesome.
I have to check out more Bjork.
Yeah, my mom's put me on when I was a kid, and she was actually the first person I ever sampled when making a beat, which was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so shout outs to Bjork.
Wait, you
She's
make
like
beats?
I do.
Nigga. Wait, are you nice with it?
I'm okay. I haven't made any in a while just because I don't really have a setup out here. But like
Yeah.
when I used to live in New York, yeah, I used to make a lot of beats, man.
Well, like FL Studio or like.
Yeah,
Oh, what do
yeah,
you
man.
do? You have FL Studio right now?
Nah, I don't.
I
Nah,
could.
the thing is that was on my computer. This is Jill's laptop that I'm using right now. So I don't really have all the programs that I used to have on here.
Okay.
But yeah, but when I used to live in New York though, my studio like that I went to in New York, my engineer and my producer and shit, like I went to high school with him, so like I would just hang out there a lot and I would make beats in his crib. But
Okay.
but yeah, I made a few beats over there, man. It's a pretty fun time. But I need to get back into that too, just because I'm tired of paying for these shits. Another
Okay.
reason I don't really drop much music is just because paying for beats is expensive, man.
Yeah.
That's not a cheap
I
deal.
mean, they got the free ones on YouTube as long as you don't monetize them.
But then
Then you're
with that,
sacrificing like
yeah,
yeah.
like I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain things that you don't really need to make money off of, but it's just like also I want to make money off my content here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that point, it's just like I kind of have no choice but to pay for this. But
Yeah.
plus, you don't want to be that person that has tags and shit on their songs.
No.
Like that's never fun. You all you
No.
hear in the background is "Where'd you find this?" Like, bruv.
On
Come on,
YouTube,
man.
obviously.
Yeah, like get out of here. Nah, we not doing that. So
All right, so
we got 3 now.
Avenged Sevenfold, Pink
Pink
Floyd,
Floyd, Avenged Sevenfold,
and
anything by Bjork.
Bjork. I didn't even know
I
that's how you
did
said it.
state that B-Day and Dangerously in Love by Beyonce are tied.
Yeah.
For,
Wait, that was the
alrighty.
old list, wasn't it?
But those are still non-hip hop albums. So I would probably include that still in this top 5 here.
Okay.
And then let's see. I need a number 5 here. I'm trying to think of what albums that I listen to a lot that are like not rap music here.
I need your opinion, Mac Miller.
Mac Miller is one of my favorite artists of all time.
Oh,
R.I.P.
see, I know I've rocked at you for a reason.
Love that guy.
Faces?
Amazing album, amazing tape.
You didn't put any Mac Miller on that list.
I didn't, and that's crazy because the thing is, I'm trying to think of. It's hard to really pick 5.
Really,
to be
fuck
honest.
me for asking the question. I had to though, but it's the word.
It's
I
hard
hate
to
when
pick-
people ask me that. Yo, what's
it's
your
hard
top
to pick
5
5.
hip hop albums,
But
son?
then it's just like, yeah, because there's so many, and I could have different top 5s for
Tomorrow.
different feelings that I'm feeling.
Yeah,
So it's just
tomorrow.
like, yeah, I could be in a different mood and then just want to hear a bunch of drill music, or I could just want to be in my feelings and listen to a bunch of sad ass R&B music.
Yep.
Oh, Where I Want to Be by Donnell Jones. Now that I think about it, that's definitely in the top 5 of all
Where I
time.
Wanna Be
Shout
by
outs to that.
Donald Jones. What is that, R&B?
Yeah. Nah, Donnell Jones is that guy. That
Okay.
nah, that album right there is like a staple of my childhood.
Okay.
Like
I need to
my
listen.
mom's literally bought this album, I want to say a good 6 times.
Is it Tyler the Creator vibes? You know the shit he be sampling and listens to. He's like, y'all gotta listen to this Stevie Wonder shit.
Nah,
It's not those
really.
type of vibes.
I'm not gonna front. He was really like Donnell Jones was ahead of his time because like the content of his music is a lot different from the R&B music that was being made back then.
Oh,
a
so
bunch
like
of
Frank
music back
Ocean.
a bunch of music back then was just made about sappy shit, crying over their women and all that, and wanting to sing in the rain about how they want to get their like. Nah, this man Donnell Jones made a song about. He's just like, yo, I don't want to cheat on you, so I'm leaving you. And then he made it into a banger.
That's
which
fire,
is kind of
though.
crazy. But like Where I Want to Be is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. And it's a song about him just saying, yo, I don't want to cheat on you, but just give me a second, I'll be right back, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But now I think that my mom's just trying to speak to somebody while listening to this music every damn day. And I was like, I was just like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? And the next thing I know, she broke up with my stepfather. So
segue, it's over.
So then at that point, I was just like, yo, that's crazy. My mom's is 100% subbing this man every damn day in the car. And me and my brother was just back here enjoying the music. But nah, Where I Want to Be is a great karaoke song too.
All right, so last question before we head out. 3 items on a desert island. You're going to be there for a year. What are those 3 items? And it's not like, oh, well, I need water to survive. I just mean 3 things that you can't do without. You're going to be on your own on this island. Starvation doesn't matter. Water doesn't matter. Just 3 items that you would need on that island.
So starvation and water does not matter. Cool.
No.
So I don't need to worry about food or any type of sustenance on this island.
No, you got all of that. You got warmth, you got fire, you got blankets, but you can't leave this island.
But I can't leave the island.
Everybody's like, what about water or fire? I'm like, nah, you got that.
So then I'm going to need some weed.
Okay. That's 1.
I'm going to need a computer of sorts so that I could at least look at videos and shit on YouTube.
Okay, I'll allow you to watch content, but you can't.
Yeah, I don't really need to
anybody.
communicate with others.
Okay.
But if I could at least have something to watch movies and like videos and shit, I could honestly be fine.
What do you think your brain would do though with a year of no content?
With a year of just like being by myself,
yeah,
like I would probably go insane.
You think so?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a person that is very cool with myself, and like I could just hang by myself and be cool. But I feel like I also hang by myself and be cool while consuming a lot of content. If I'm ever chilling by myself, chances are I'm either playing Pokemon or watching YouTube videos or something like that. So it's just like I'm by myself, but I'm not by myself.
Yeah,
so it's just like I'm doing something at least. I'm not just sitting there.
Okay, so we'll give you the YouTube. So weed.
So if I could have weed, some YouTube, and at least a computer to play an emulator to play Pokemon and shit, so that'll kind of go into one device.
Yeah.
Does my cat count?
Yeah, of course. You love your cat. Yeah.
All right, cool. Item. So give me weed, my cat, and a computer, and I'll be fine.
Okay, I respect that. It's been fucking phenomenal to have you here. I ignored the chat half the time. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's been a great time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, chat, too. I haven't even been looking at y'all either.
I'm sorry.
I'm not even on Twitch right now. I'm just looking at the Zoom meeting, so I haven't even seen anything y'all are saying at the moment.
Okay, so someone said that the olive spread that you made is Palestinian. I don't know. That's what they said.
Olive topping out is a Palestinian thing?
That's what he said. People said you were preaching.
That's good to know. You know, I try.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
Shout out to the chat, but I'll be back, man. Definitely. Thanks for having me. It was a good time. I enjoyed the conversation a lot. And you already know you my dog, man. So definitely holler at me whenever you need me. I'm around. You know,
I got a lot of love for you, man. You're very unapologetic and authentically yourself, and I gravitate towards people like that because
I do what I can.
There's so many people in this world that, like, once you get to know them, it's like, oh fuck, you a photocopy of the other 6 niggas you talk to.
Yeah, nah, man. There ain't no other me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. Again on the TokyeoJapan.
Follow me on Twitter at Cashis Clay Gold. Follow me on Instagram at Cashis Clay Gold. He's gonna link y'all to all my other pages in the descriptions and all of that. And yeah, just be sure to follow the both of us and, you know, tune in.
This will, by the way, something I've started to do. This will be up on YouTube. So if you want to share this to your people, like the 100%. Whole, I'm going to edit it, obviously, with the spots where there was no video and shit. Definitely. But the whole thing is going up on YouTube. So if you missed it,
you'll be able to watch it back. Gangster. But yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate you, and definitely have a great old day. Enjoy
you too,
the
man.
Rest of your
thank
time.
you for coming in last minute. This shit wasn't even like this was the universe. Man. Like, nah, you got to have Brandon on here.
You feel me? It's my day off, and it was a lot easier for me to do it, so I'm definitely not mad about it, man.
All right, man. Take care. Thank you
Appreciate
guys for
you.
watching. Have a good
You
day.
too. Holla.
Peace. Whew. That was great. This is going to be going up on YouTube sometime this week because I have to edit it. And also, I was playing some lo-fi earlier, so I know YouTube's going to want to take it down for that. So I got to take that out and just sync the audio to the video. That was a meant to be pod. Hey, I fuck with that. Yeah, this was great. This was great. This was meant, like he said, this was a meant to be pod. But this conversation just went so much better because, like, literally I messaged him and I was like, hey, you know, the first person hasn't shown up. Do you think you can today? And he's like, yo, I'm off today. I was like, oh shit. I was like, well, I told people a certain time. And he's like, yo, I can do it in 15 minutes. I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, I had made questions for him because he was going to come live on the show tomorrow. And I had written all the questions and I was like, but I wasn't sure about him. And then the last question was, yo, do you mind if I ask you stuff about your battle rap? And, you know, is that cool? And he's like, yo, I love it. It literally, the universe was like, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. Let's do this. I want to thank you guys for watching. It's been a great time. Yeah, this was a great podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to TokyeoJapan Radio, because that's the name of the podcast now. It used to be Talk That Ish with Ish. It is now TokyeoJapan Radio. Thank you guys for tuning into the radio waves and catching this frequency on this little planet we call Earth. And I will catch you guys on the next solar system. Peace.